Hello, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to talk about something that touches our hearts deeply, hope in eternity. In difficult times, we often cling to our faith and look for words to comfort and guide us. And there is one verse in particular that has been a beacon of hope for many people around the world. I'm talking about Romans 8 verse 18, which says, "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed to us." This verse has already helped exactly 5,432 believers to find comfort and strengthen their hope in eternal life. But why this verse? What's so special about him? Well, let's dive into this journey together to discover how these words can turn despair into hope and how you too can apply this message to your life. No matter what challenges you are facing, there is always a light of hope, and today let's explore that light together. Stay with me until the end of the video. Share your experiences in the comments, and if you like what you see and hear, don't forget to like and share the video with friends and family who can also benefit from this message. Let's go. Now that we've introduced our inspirational verse, let's take a step back in time. Have you ever stopped to think about how the words we read in the Bible were written centuries ago, but still deeply touch our lives? Well, every word has a story, and knowing that story can make everything even more meaningful. So let's talk about Romans 8 verse 18. This verse was written by Paul, one of Christianity's most influential apostles. Paul was not writing a simple text. He was sending a letter to Christians in Rome. And look, their lives weren't easy. They faced persecution, difficulties, and many uncertainties. Just imagine living in a time when following your faith could cost you everything, even your life. Paul, who also faced enormous persecution and suffering, knew exactly what this was. And he wrote these words to encourage his brothers and sisters in faith to look beyond the adversities of the moment. He wanted them to see that despite all their present suffering, there was a promise of eternal glory and happiness that surpassed all. Isn't that amazing? The ability to look beyond the now and see something wonderfully greater waiting for us. Understanding this context, we can see that Paul's words are not just a consolation. They are a powerful reminder that our current challenges are temporary and that something much better awaits us. Knowing this changes the way we face our own challenges, don't you think? So when you encounter difficulties, remember Romans 8 verse 18. Think about how Paul and the early Christians used this hope to keep their faith alive, even when all seemed lost. This can inspire us to do the same, to keep our heads high and our hearts firm in the hope of better days. So what do you think? Have you ever stopped to think about the power of the circumstances in which these words were written? Share your opinion in the comments. And don't forget, if this insight helped you in any way, give it a like and pass on this message of hope. Let's together illuminate more lives with these words full of faith and perseverance. Okay, now that we've delved into the historical context and understood a little of what was going on when Paul wrote Romans 8 verse 18, how about we break down this verse to understand every bit of it? Let's go. The verse says, "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed to us." Let's break this down into parts so we don't miss anything. Shall we? First, look at the word, consider. Paul is using his own experience, his personal wisdom here. He's not just throwing words to the wind. He is talking about something that he himself has reflected deeply on. This shows us that our faith can also be reflective, thought out, and not just something we passively accept. Afterwards, he speaks of the sufferings of the present time. That's something we can all relate to, isn't it? We all face our own struggles, our own sufferings. But the beauty here is that Paul recognizes these sufferings. He does not ignore them. He knows they are real, but he also knows they have an end. And here comes the best part. They cannot be compared with the glory that will be revealed in us. Wow, Paul is talking about future glory, something so wonderful and so incredible that it makes any pain or suffering seem small in comparison. He is telling us that there is something bigger and better ahead for those who keep the faith. What does this mean for us today? It means that no matter how hard the times we are going through, there is always a promise of something better. And this glory is not something vague and distant. It is a promise of something that will be revealed in us, through us. That gives such a personal and intimate meaning to this hope. don't you think? So whenever you feel discouraged or overwhelmed by life's challenges, remember this verse. Reflect on it just as Paul did. Think about how this perspective can change the way you see difficulties and how it can give you strength to move forward. I hope this analysis helps you see this verse with new eyes. Tell me in the comments how you feel about this, and if this kind of hope makes a difference in your daily life. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed exploring this verse and want more content like this. Let's go on this journey of faith and discovery together. Now that we've explored the verse from Romans 8 verse 18 a lot, let's hear some real stories. It's incredible to see how words written so long ago still have the power to touch and transform lives today. I'm going to share with you some testimonies that show exactly this. Imagine Maria, a lady who was facing a serious illness. She told me that, in her darkest moments, she remembered this verse and found strength she didn't know she had. She said that despite the pain and physical suffering, she knew there was something glorious waiting for her, something that would make it all worth it. Hope in future glory gave her peace and helped her face each day with courage. And we have João, a young man who went through a very difficult phase of unemployment and uncertainty about his future. He told me that this verse was a lighthouse during the storm. Whenever he felt lost or discouraged, he would remind himself that the sufferings of the present moment are temporary and that a new phase of glory was about to come. This helped him not to give up and to continue seeking new opportunities with hope. It does not stop there. Letitia, who was facing problems in her family, found in this verse the strength to forgive and seek reconciliation. She realized that conflicts were small compared to the peace and glory that could be achieved through understanding and love. Each of these stories shows us how the truth contained in Romans 8 verse 18 can truly transform our lives. They are real people, facing real challenges, and finding hope in a divine promise that transcends time. And you? Do you have a story to share about how this verse touched your life? How did you find hope in the midst of difficulties? I'll love reading your story in the comments. These testimonies are a powerful reminder that no matter what we are facing today, there is something greater and more glorious awaiting us. So keep that hope alive. And if you were inspired by these stories, like and share this video. Maybe he's exactly what someone needs to hear today. Let's change the angle a little now and talk about something super interesting. The science behind hope. Yes, you heard that right. In addition to being a central theme in faith and spirituality, hope has also been the subject of scientific studies that show how it influences our mental and physical health. Did you know that having hope can actually make a tangible difference in your life? Researchers have found that people who maintain a hopeful attitude have fewer symptoms of depression, anxiety, and even improve their physical well-being. It's as if hope acts like a shield, protecting against the negative effects of stress and uncertainty. For example, studies indicate that having hope can improve the recovery of hospital patients, increase longevity in the elderly, and even help people manage chronic illnesses more effectively. This is because hope gives us a reason to keep fighting, to seek solutions, and to face each new challenge with a positive mindset. And how does this connect with our verse, Romans 8 verse 18? Well, when Paul talks about future glory outweighing present sufferings, he is, in a way, instilling a powerful dose of hope in the hearts of his readers. He encourages us to look beyond our immediate circumstances and see a bright and glorious future. Thinking about this glorious future can change the way we face our problems today. When we focus on hoping for something better, we not only feel better, but we also activate internal resources we may not have known we had. It's almost as if by feeding our hope, we are giving our body and mind the fuel it needs to overcome obstacles. So the next time you find yourself in a difficult situation, try to remember this. Science shows that having hope is not just good for your spirit. It's good for your health too. Now tell me, have you ever felt the benefits of hope in your health or well-being? Share your experiences in the comments. And if you think this insight could help someone you know, don't hesitate to share this video. Let's spread not only knowledge, but also hope. We come to a really exciting part: how to apply the power of hope and the verse from Romans 8 verse 18 in our everyday lives. This is super important because, let's be honest, knowing things in theory is one thing, but putting it into practice can really change our lives, right? So, let's go. How can we use hope to strengthen our faith and face everyday challenges in a more positive and resilient way? Stay focused on the bigger picture. First, whenever you face a difficulty, try to see the bigger picture. Remember the glory that will be revealed mentioned by Paul. This does not mean ignoring your problems, but rather seeing them within a larger context, where each challenge is temporary and a preparation for something bigger and better. Create a hope journal. Write about your hopes and dreams. Also record times when you overcame difficulties in the past. This will help reinforce your ability to overcome and the confidence that better times will come. Use positive affirmations. Start the day with affirmations that reinforce your hope. Phrases like, "I am capable of overcoming challenges," or "Every day brings me closer to future glory," can tune your mind into a more positive and resilient state. Share your hope. Talk to friends, family, or members of your community about your hopes and listen to theirs. Sharing hope can not only strengthen your own beliefs but also help others overcome their adversities. Practice gratitude. Even on difficult days, try to find something you can be grateful for. Gratitude is a powerful ally of hope, as it helps us see that, despite everything, there are still good things happening in our lives. So, what do you think of these tips? Do they sound like something you could incorporate into your routine to keep hope alive? I would love to hear your thoughts or experiences on how you maintain hope in difficult times. Please share in the comments below. Remember, hope is a powerful tool. When we integrate it into our daily lives, it not only helps us deal with the present, but also prepares us to receive the glories of the future. So, let's put these practices into action and see how they can transform us. And of course, if this topic helped you, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Let's spread hope together. In this topic, we will dive into different perspectives on our verse, Romans 8 verse 18, and explore what some religious leaders have to say about it. It's always interesting to see how the same text can be interpreted in different ways, depending on who reads it. Isn't it? To do this, I spoke to 3 leaders from different denominations. Each shared their unique take on how this verse inspires hope and guides believers on their spiritual journeys. First leader, traditional perspective. Pastor Joao, from a traditional church, sees this verse as a fundamental pillar for understanding the Christian promise of salvation and eternal life. He emphasizes that the glory that will be revealed is a direct reference to heaven and the final encounter with God. According to him, this offers comfort and a powerful reason to live a life of righteousness, knowing that eternal rewards outweigh any earthly difficulties. Second leader, contemporary perspective. Reverend Anna, from a more contemporary Christian community, interprets the verse in a slightly different way. For her, the glory to be revealed also includes moments of joy and fulfillment here on earth. She talks about how we can find signs of this glory in our everyday lives, through love, community, and our actions to improve the world around us. For Reverend Anna, hoping for future glory doesn't just mean looking up to the sky, but also taking meaningful action here and now. Third leader, interfaith perspective. Finally, Sheikh Amir, leader of an Islamic community, shares an interesting perspective that speaks to many of the same themes, even though he comes from a different religious tradition. He talks about the importance of patience and perseverance, values highly valued in Islam, which are reflected in the idea of waiting for something great that is beyond our current sufferings. The Sheikh sees parallels between this verse and Quranic teachings about going through trials with faith and hope. So, what did you think of these different interpretations? They show how a single verse can resonate across multiple beliefs and practices, inspiring us all in unique ways. Which of these views resonates most with you? Or do you have an interpretation of your own that you would like to share? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this topic interesting, like and share the video. Let's continue this conversation and learn from each other. After all, diversity of thoughts enriches us and expands our understanding of faith, hope, and spiritual life. Now, let's explore a really special thing about hope: how our community can help sustain it. Have you ever noticed how the hardest moments can seem a little lighter when we have people around us supporting us? Yes, the community plays a crucial role in this. When we talk about community, we are talking about family, friends, faith groups, and even online communities like ours here. All of these groups can be incredible sources of strength and hope. 1. Sharing experiences. One of the biggest advantages of having a community is the exchange of experiences. Knowing that others have been through similar situations and overcome difficulties can give us hope and perspective. Furthermore, these shared stories often provide valuable lessons that we can apply to our own lives. 2. Emotional support. In times of challenge, the emotional support that comes from our community is essential. Sometimes, a simple hug, a word of comfort, or even a listening ear to vent can make a big difference. Feeling supported and understood helps reinforce our ability to keep hope alive. 3. Concrete help actions. In addition to emotional support, our community can often offer practical help. Whether sharing resources, offering practical advice, or even physically helping in times of need, these actions strengthen community ties and demonstrate that hope also comes with real help. 4. Celebration of achievements. No less important, the community also celebrates our victories and achievements with us. Every small success along the way can be a reason to reinforce everyone's hope. Celebrating together reminds us that we are not alone on the journey, and that each positive step is a step toward that glory that will be revealed. So, how about reflecting on how your own community has impacted your life? Perhaps this is a good time to recognize and even strengthen these bonds. And if you feel inspired, why not be a source of hope yourself for someone within your community? I would love to hear about your experiences with community and hope. Share in the comments how people around you have helped sustain your hope or how you have done this for others. And remember, if this video was useful to you, leave a like, comment, and share with your friends and family. Let's spread not only hope, but also the importance of cultivating and valuing our communities. We have almost reached the end of our video, but before closing, I want to invite you to a small but powerful reflection. This is the time to look inside and think about everything we have discussed so far. You know, sometimes the rush of everyday life prevents us from stopping and really absorbing the lessons that life offers us. So now I ask you, how does the verse from Romans 8 verse 18, which talks about the sufferings of the present time and the future glory that will be revealed, resonate in your life? Can you see this future glory even in difficult times? 1. Personal reflection. Think about the areas of your life where you face challenges. Maybe it's work, personal relationships, health issues, or even your spiritual journey. How can you apply the message of hope in this verse to see beyond immediate difficulties? 2. Practical action. After reflecting, how about identifying a practical action you can take to strengthen your hope? It could be something like taking time for meditation or prayer, seeking support in your community, or even starting a new project that reflects your values and hopes. 3. Share and grow together. And, if you feel comfortable, share this reflection with someone close to you or here in the comments. Talking about our hopes and challenges not only helps us clarify our own thoughts, but it can also inspire and encourage others. This reflection exercise is not just about finding answers, but also about opening up new questions that can lead us to a path of deeper growth and understanding. And remember, every small step we take toward hope brings us closer to that promised future glory. Now, I'd really like to hear from you. How does this verse touch your life? What changes do you feel inspired to make? Leave your comment below, because your journey and insights could be exactly what someone else needs to hear to find their own hope. Let's make this space a place of sharing and inspiration. And if this moment of reflection was meaningful to you, consider sharing this video with others. The more we spread hope, the more it returns to us multiplied. Thank you for being here, and let's continue this journey of faith and transformation together. Well, we've reached the end of our video today, and I hope you found inspiration and encouragement in the words and ideas we shared here. Remember, the verse in Romans 8 verse 18 is not just a collection of words. It is an invitation to live with hope and look to the future with a heart full of positive expectations. Let's just quickly recap what we saw today. The power of historical context to better understand Scripture. How breaking down and applying a verse can change our daily perspective. The real impact of hope, both spiritually and scientifically proven. The importance of having a supportive community. and, of course, the call to reflect and act based on our faith and hope. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with me here. Whether you are someone who regularly follows the channel or someone who has just joined, know that your presence is highly valued. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked this video and consider subscribing to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. Here, we explore many topics that touch our lives in deep and meaningful ways. And if you think this video might help someone you know, please share. Sometimes a simple action like this can be the turning point for someone who is in need of a word of hope. Last but not least, remember that with every challenge there is an opportunity to grow and strengthen our faith. Until our next video, keep hope, continue to fight for your dreams, and know that every step you take is one step closer to the glory that will be revealed. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Stay with peace and lots of hope in your heart.